Malik, Willis signed, Minka Fitzpatrick traded to the New York Jets for a seventh. All of that and more on the latest episode of Go Time Dolphins. Charlie, tell them what time it is.
It's Go Time Dolphins, the Miami Dolphins podcast that goes not only across the pond, but across the world. I'm your boy, Charlie Touche. Got my co host, Kadeem Simmons, with me. It's always for the fans and by the fans. Your favorite podcast, and official affiliates of Fanatics, where you could be a fanatic of your favorite franchise. Kadeem, it's a day. One of the biggest tour fans out there, right? Self-proclaimed one of the biggest tour fans. I remember when Sherrod Steve came on the podcast and said, "What do you mean by you still support Tua?" And I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how not to support someone that I support, right? I don't know how to say, "Well, I'm not supporting him anymore." So, and today I realized, yo, I feel like I'm very rational and unbiased when it comes to a lot of my Miami Dolphin takes. Miami Dolphin fan all my life, born and raised across the street from the stadium. You seen my house when we left the game. We walked across to the parking lot, and my old house and where I grew up was like 30 yards away from us. Tua is no longer Tua is to be released by the Miami Dolphins, and he's not going to be a Miami Dolphin any longer. I appreciated all the times that we had in Miami with Tua, with McDaniel. It's the end of an era. It's a new regime. All those things are done. And going back to what Sherrod Steve said, what do you mean you support Tua? I realized, I still rock with my dog. And I hope the best wherever he goes. I think it's going to be difficult for him to get the train back on the tracks, but I hope he does it. Like, and if I'm being honest with you, Kadeem, I hope he pulls a Sam Darnold. It'll bring me peace in my heart and pain at the same time that we had to let him go. But if he goes to Atlanta, cool. Go do your thing, Goose. We appreciate you here in Miami.
It's funny. I'm wearing black like it's a funeral. That genuinely wasn't intentional. I wore this jumper like I've rushed home from work, chucked a hat on, and we've gone live. Um, yeah, there will be a full where did it go wrong episode. Where did it go wrong with two episode, um, in the coming weeks, and we kind of was gonna do it beforehand, but there was no point. We didn't know like what's the point of doing a what went wrong with two episode before he's officially released. But yeah, released. It was about 11 o'clock. No, sorry, around midday UK time. So around what 6? I was gonna say 6 a.m. Eastern, but your clock changed on Sunday, didn't
That's news to me. I don't know, bro.
it?
I wake up and whatever time it is, that's what time it is.
um, but yeah, so it's a post.
I thought we were going to stop doing this clock thing, though. Didn't the powers that be in the world say we're not doing this thing with the clocks no more? And that was like 2 years ago. They said we were going to stop that. So what happened there?
I imagine they just it hasn't been official or made official yet. But yeah, it's essentially if you're waking up on the East Coast or in the States in general, you woke up to the news that Tua is no longer a Miami Dolphin fan. What I found really interesting is so many people on social media and in group chats I'm in who have spent the last 2 years plus telling me that Tua's trash, he needs to get out of my franchise, all that kind of stuff. And I was like, oh, miss him, oh, thanks for the good time. Just like, no, you don't get to say thanks for the good times when you actively rooted against him, when you celebrated his injuries and all that kind of stuff. But again, we'll deep dive into where it went wrong with Tua and Miami. I was going to ask, were you surprised by the fact that the Dolphins um released him? But I guess wasn't a surprise. They were never going to get anyone to trade for him, were they?
My mic is tripping. Take over for a little bit. I'll be right back.
No worries. Thank you for joining us over on YouTube. We have some comments. So shout out to Banana. He says, or they say Malik Willis is the beginning of the downside of the new regime. We'll get to Malik Willis. I want to hear all the Malik comments, all the Malik Willis opinions. He says that boy too are going to be out of the league in 2 years. Logic supersedes emotion, and logically there was nothing to have brought to the team other than being a good guy. That is certainly an opinion. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. IMAX says, shout out IMAX, I sincerely hope our new front office knows what they're doing. 27 draft is QB heavy. And a shout out to Cap. He says, let's go. I dare Achan to hold out now. And then there is a bunch of emojis. The U sign, the heart, the dolphins, a salute, a football, and a point. So, yeah, shout out. He says, to who? Cap. And then so Banana also says, what up, Cap, salute. So, yeah, Charlie, you were saying.
What was I saying?
We was gonna say. So I asked you, yeah, the Dolphins were never gonna find a trade partner for Tua, were they?
Right? No, they weren't. I thought it was unrealistic, and I thought it was also a bit ambitious. I'm cool with Sully, bro. I'm trying, and I tried for someone who sat in this chair and gave Zach Wilson a chance his first season in New York, and when he played for the Paper Planes, and he didn't have any weapons. And I was the person who publicly said, nah, bro, Zach Wilson ain't got weapons. I think he's trash, but we have to give him some weapons before I can confirm he's trash. For someone to be patient with Zach Wilson, just know I'm patient with Sully too. You know what I'm saying? I'm patient with 2 hours, patient with I like to think I'm a rational human being, unbiased when it comes to football. All right. Bro, I'm giving Sully a chance. But what I don't like, Kadeem, don't piss on my head and tell me it's raining, bro. You know what I'm saying, bro? Come on, Sully, bro. It's okay, bro. Just be like, hey, this is my opportunity. I have a vision for what I want to do, and so on and so forth. Don't tell me I didn't know it was going to be Halfley. When everyone knew it was going to, well, we knew it was going to be Halfley. So you telling me we knew it was going to be Halfley, but you didn't, Sully? Come on now. Oh, you don't think you're going to have a chance at Malik Willis? You don't think it's going to be Malik Willis, and it's Malik Willis? Bro, come on, bro. It felt like this was the plan the entire time. Like before he even got the job in Miami, oh yeah, I'm gonna bring my boy Halfley. We're gonna take Malik Willis. He's gonna be the bridge, install the new offense. It's okay to say that. You know what I'm saying? Say you got a vision and you're convicted. That's what's up. But don't lie to me, bro. I don't like to be lied to. And you don't have to tell us all of the plans either. But at the same time, come on, bro. Who you think this is, bro? You feel me? So I don't appreciate that from Sully. To answer your Tua question, no, we weren't going to find a trading partner. All right. And I'm okay with it. I believe the franchise failed Tua his first 2 seasons. I believe the Dolphins failed him his first 2 seasons with Flores, sabotaged the career, the tampering, threw him in the bye week when no one else knew who was going to be the start. Like somehow we were 4-2 with Fitzpatrick at quarterback, Ryan Fitzmagic at quarterback, and we're going to Tua, who came off an injury, who wasn't supposed to see the field the entire season, and we're throwing him in week 7, week 8. You know what I'm saying? So I felt like we did some injustice to Tua. The first 2 years was on the franchise. I feel like we failed him. However, Kadeem, the last 2 years, I feel like Tua failed us. As a Tua fan, I feel like I could say that too. I believe Tua failed us his last 2 seasons here in Miami. Got the bag with one of them. I don't believe he was preparing the same. However, there's a medium in there. And those 2 years in the middle when Tua was here was the best 2 years of, I gotta believe, your Dolphin fandom, because you know like, bro, like there's not many for the past 25 years. Those were the 2 most exciting years as a Dolphin fan, and I would like someone to argue against that. You know what I'm saying? And who was the quarterback of that? It was Tua, Ninga, Manu, Olipola, Donnie, Tungo Valoa. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to my dog. I wish him nothing but the best. And it's funny how we failed him the first 2 years. He failed us the last 2 years. But when everything was rolling, we was rolling, bro. At one point, we were the Golden State Warriors of offensive football in the NFL, and you can't say we weren't.
I was recently deleting photos of my phone and I found photos of the night we played the Broncos and beat them 70-20. And I think it's fair to say, following that game, if you genuinely believe the Dolphins and Tua weren't going to make a Super Bowl, fair play. Because everyone after that game was like, yo, this team is legit. And there's an argument to be made that the fan base wasn't more united and happier past that point.
Even teams in the NFL were in their own games, in the huddle of their own games, looking at the big screen and seeing what Tua was doing in Miami. Was like, bro, you seen what Tua just did? You know what I'm saying? So cool. Credit when it's due, and accountability when it's not. There's a thing. Everyone knows. I was standing on the table for Kevin Stefanski. I'm like, yo, I hope the Dolphins get Kevin Stefanski. I really think he's gotten the bad end of the stick in Cleveland. 2-time Coach of the Year award winner Kevin Stefanski took Cleveland to the playoffs. You know what I'm saying? Kevin Stefanski won Coach of the Year twice. Kevin Stefanski in Cleveland. That's who I wanted as our coach. But everybody, oh, I don't want Kevin Stefanski. Shador this, Shador that. No, I don't want him. He goes to Atlanta. Now there's rumors that Tua might be the quarterback in Atlanta. I'm going to tell you like this, Kadeem. Who did Cleveland Browns draft in last year's draft before they drafted Shador Sanders?
Dylan Gabriel.
Dylan Gabriel. Who is Dylan Gabriel's comp?
Tua.
Tua Ningamana Olipola Tagovailoa. Listen, bro, there's nothing more. And this is a reach. This is one of those bets that you on DraftKings where it's like, oh, this is like a plus 8,000. Like, it's not likely to hit. But I would love nothing more than Kevin Stefanski and Tua to get together in Atlanta and be successful. And I could just hit everyone who doubted Stefanski and everyone that doubted Tua with this is what we get. I would love it. I ain't gonna lie to you. I would love it.
It's definitely going to be an interesting time. Again, shout out to everyone in the comments. If you can, leave a like, comment below. What do you make of the Tua release? What do you make of the Malik Willis signing? We'll get to the other splash the Dolphins made so far today. But as we mentioned, Malik Willis, 3 years, 67.5 million, 45 million in guarantees. And we have further breakdown of the numbers. So it's a 22.25 million signing bonus, 1.25 million base, fully guaranteed in 2026. So again, $1.25 million base salary cap for 2026 this season. Next season, 2027, also fully guaranteed, 21.5 million base. So 2027, that number jumps up from 1.25 to 21.5. A $2 million roster bonus due March 2028, and then his base salary is for 20.5 million in 2028, but that's not fully guaranteed. Two questions.
If you do the math on that, there's a 16 to 20 million missing dollars in there, and those are bonuses that he's going to get that are part of the guaranteed 45 million guarantee that he's going to get.
Yeah. Before you heard those numbers, did you want Malik Willis, and what was your reaction when you saw and found out that Malik Willis was going to be the next, we assume, starting quarterback of the Miami Dolphins?
Did I want Malik Willis? No. What was my reaction? Same reaction as last episode. What are we doing? Are we buying into the rebuild and just losing it all, and we're going top 5 pick next year? If we are, why did we pay this dude $45 guaranteed million, right? To bridge the rookie next year, to bridge the rookie this year, is the $45 million guaranteed dollars for him to be, hey, we need you to hand our franchise off to somebody else? Because if so, I think that's a bit much to pay a bridge quarterback. Secondly, it's if we release Tua, why didn't we just take the whole $99 million hit one time? Like, yo, let's just get it out the way this year. Next year we reset and then we go. I felt like there's a part of it, Kadeem, and this is where I'm like, yo, Sully, bro, he has a blank canvas, And as an artist, Kadeem, I don't like when people say, "Oh, I heard you working on a new song. Let me hear it." Like, no, it's not finished. You know what I'm saying? I can't show you where the song is going because it's not finished. And you can be like, "Oh, you should do this, and that." Bro, it's not finished. And for those who artists who paint and stuff and that draw artistically, it's another thing. Like, bro, there's only so many strokes on this canvas. Like, I don't know where you're going. Like, yeah, it's because it's not finished. So I can't judge Sully on what it looks like now. I cannot. We cannot. But I gotta be honest with you, Kadeem. If you're not gonna take the entire $99 million in the first year, I feel like you kind of trying to stretch out your GM shelf life. Like, oh, I didn't have good dead cap my first year. Oh, I didn't have good dead cap my second year either. So now the third year here is when you really get to start to judge me. I don't like that, bro. So we're judging you on success. And we can't wait around to be successful because there's other teams that happen to bounce back faster than the Dolphins have ever bounced back in my 43 years of fandom. You know what I'm saying? Like the Lions, not the Lions, but the Rams have made several Super Bowls, several NFC championships in the past 15 years. The Patriots just made another championship and skipped the line, skipped the queue if I'm in the UK. You feel me? Like, yo, Dolphins is not your time no more. So, nah, bro, there's a lot of people who's bouncing back a lot faster than the Dolphins. I don't need to hear, oh, it's time to be patient because we got to rebuild again. So it's a bit of an eye opener when Sully says, "Oh, we're gonna do this over 2 years with the Tua cap, dead cap." So when you bring in someone like Malik Willis, it's like, why are we doing this? We could just stink up the joint, get a top 5 pick next year. We might have a top 5 pick with Willis anyway. So why do we spend that 45 guaranteed $1 million on him? So there's a lot of questions here, Kadeem, and we'll get our answers eventually, just not right now.
Yeah, definitely. There's a few comments I want to get to before I give my opinion on Malik Willis. Shout out to Big Oats. No, first of all, shout out to Manolo Rivera. He says hello, fine people. We then have Banana again. He says, at the moment, sorry. Banana says, if you look at the recent history of that entire coaching tree, we got the leftovers, and it showed. Tyreek Mad 2 is not the other way round. So still working through the comments. Cap says we can still draft a quarterback, and remember the cap will go up next season. And then shout out to Big Oats. He says we are cooked. We are overpaying again. Backup quarterback being paid. Quarterback one. Buddy system metrics. Just like Mike McDaniel saying he can unlock Tua. The franchise hasn't learned and doing the same. SHIT. I'll keep it there for now.
McDaniel did unlock Tua, but go ahead.
Yeah, I hate the Malik Willis signing. I think I was trying to find a tweet, couldn't find it. Malik Willis, across his entire NFL career, has thrown 89 passes. Quinn Ewers has thrown 83. You just paid someone 40 plus million in guarantees on 89 passes. 89 passes. Whatever your shelf life was as a GM and a head coach, you probably halved it, because now you can't turn around and say, well, we had a 7th round quarterback and a 5th rounder this year or whatever, and we're still figuring it out. You just paid your starter. You can't tell me Malik Willis on that contract is coming in to compete and back up Quinn Ewers. You can't tell me that. You've paid your starter. So if you've paid your starter and you've gutted the roster, as 5-yard Leah said, I don't want to hear you say that we can't judge him. Why can't we judge him? You've paid him. This is now on you. And if you lose, and again, you now can't tell me it's a rebuild. Now, to be fair, they never said it was a rebuild. They said, it's not a rebuild. We're still competitive, all that kind of stuff. And yeah, Malik Willis kind of does show that. I think this stinks. I seriously think this stinks. Now, however, that doesn't mean I'm not going to support him. I'll support him, and I will want him to win. And I genuinely hope I am wrong, and that this turns out to be a great signing. But I don't understand how people. I know a Dolphins fan who were like, "I love this signing," but hated Tua. I'm like, "Are you on crack? How can you hate Tua and love Malik Willis? Because I know you don't watch football. You watch Red Zone. Malik Willis. What? There's another tweet I saw. And I think I sent it in the group. I'll find it very, very quickly, then pass it back over. Um, it's in our group, so it's probably easy for me to find it there. Sorry, guys, bear with me 2 seconds. It said Malik Willis is a 6'1" backup quarterback. He couldn't beat out Ryan Tannehill. He couldn't beat out the terrible Will Levis. He threw 30 passes last year and got hurt. So what did the Dolphins do? Pay him $68 million. You didn't like Tua because he was injury prone, but you went and just signed someone who finished last season injured. I'm I when I called 5 Yard Lee, I was swearing down the phone. I'm not going to swear right now, but the clock has started on this rebuild, and it didn't have to start on March 9th, 2026.
So that's what I'm saying. Are we rebuilding or resetting? Because this doesn't feel like a rebuild, because I feel like they still want to win, which is okay. There's nothing wrong with that. I feel like they still think they can win with Malik Willis. I understand that logic. You telling me Jameis Winston wouldn't have been better for less, by the way? You like, come on, holla at me in the comments, y'all. Like, Jameis Winston isn't a better option than Malik Willis to get paid less? Like, I just, even on the premise of bridge quarterback this and still wanting to win, and bruh, give me Jameis over Malik. You know what I'm saying? For less, by the way. Give it to me. Give me Jameis. And that's the only quarterback I'm gonna come up with for now, because I don't have to go down that road. But nah, bro, I'm not feeling this. I'll be real with you, Kadeem. I think the NFL draft is a spectacle. It is great. I love it. I remember growing up where all 7 rounds were in one day, literally. Like, bruh, it was I'm going to the bunker. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all see me when I get out of here. And now it's grown into what it's grown into. I think the NFL is notorious for hyping up quarterbacks in particular and saying they're going to go high in a draft just to watch the colossal fall of said quarterback. And hence, you got Malik Willis, you got Will Levis, you got Tyler Shuck. You got a couple quarterbacks, and you're going to have some more. It's always going to happen. You're always going to get it. And I think it's intentional, because drama makes for good TV. There was no world where I would ever see Malik Willis as a first-round quarterback. So when he fell in the draft, I'm like, all right, cool, whatever. This is not news to me. I did not think, though, Kadeem, he was as bad as what he actually was when he played for the Tennessee Titans. I remember the Titans were in a game. Can't remember what game it was. I just could not get that. I cannot unsee what Malik Willis showed me as a NFL quarterback on that field of play, where the ball just did not move. And sometimes it went backwards the entire drive. And I'm like, this guy is terrible, right? So then he goes to Green Bay, and he looks better. He really does. And I can't believe it. I genuinely can't believe how much better Malik Willis looks in Green Bay. And I have to concede. I'm like, all right, he looks good now. He looks cool now. I cannot trust it, bro. I cannot risk this thing hitting 12 o'clock and him turn back into a pumpkin. I can't risk it, bro. Like, I just seen, for the first time in my life, a quarterback that I like, by the way, deteriorate faster than any quarterback I've ever seen watching football. And now you want me to take a quarterback who was super trash, has 38 passes or whatever you said, 89 passes or something like that, and now is getting paid $68 million, and I'm supposed to trust him to not turn into a pumpkin at 12 o'clock? I can't do it, bro. I cannot unsee it. Now, prove me wrong. That's what's up. Like Lamar Jackson proved me wrong. Josh Allen proved me wrong. You know what I'm saying? Josh Allen was trash before Stephon Diggs went to Buffalo. Lamar Jackson couldn't complete a screen pass. These boys was super suey. You know what I'm saying? And they got fixed. So I had to get to a point where I'm like, yo, if these boys could be fixed, anybody could be fixed. In my opinion, like, yo, you put the right amount of time in the practice. Your coaches believed in you. They invested in you. And look at the 3-time, I said it right, 3-time MVP award winner Lamar Jackson. Like, yo, he proved me wrong. I'm not saying it's impossible, bro, but I just can't see Malik Willis doing anything, like living up to anything. And I think the excuse is going to be, oh, well, he don't have a team. Well, I'm going to be like, well, the offense isn't really that different. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still got one of the best running backs in the league. You still got Waddle. You don't have Tyreek anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if for anyone who says, oh, we're trash, like, I'm going to be like, well, the offense shouldn't be that terrible. You know what I'm saying? The offensive line is still pretty much intact. You're probably going to improve on it too. So everyone's going to be like, oh, he don't got help. Nah, bro. That only goes so far. So, cool. This is where we at. I understand it's a blank canvas. You're painting your masterpiece, hopefully, Sully. You get a mulligan. You know what I'm saying? I just don't love it.
So yeah, there's quite a few comments, and again, appreciate all the comments. We can't get to all of them, but there are a few that just come in that I do want to highlight very quickly. So only the real survive says this was a good sign. You know, what better way to challenge Quinn than someone who has success with this system? But he doesn't, because it's Bobby Slowick's system, and Bobby Slowick wasn't in Green Bay last year, so he doesn't have success in this system, unless Green Bay, and I guess to extent what Bobby Slowick ran in Houston, is going to be the same.
They're fairly similar. It's fairly similar.
Fairly similar, but
yeah.
Okay, so fair enough. But then also shout out to IA Figueroa 91. He says Malik is better than Tua and uses so many traits. I don't think this is cap for me to say this. Tua put out better tape last year in 2025 than Malik Willis did. I do not care what anyone says. Challenge me on that. I dare you to. So Malik Willis, and I've got it here right in front of me, has his total career attempts is 155 across 4 seasons, and he has 105 completions. Last year he had 85 throwing attempts in, I think, 4 games. 3 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 2 rushing touchdowns.
So last year he had over half of his attempts, career attempts last season.
Career attempts, no, he had 30 attempts, and so 35. No, because he had 61 attempts in 2022, 5 in 2023. Only played 5, so only played 3 games, which is again insane. 54 attempts in 2024 and 35 attempts in 2025.
Okay, I thought you said he had 89 last year. Or 86, I thought you said, but all right, maybe I misheard you.
No, I get so my math is completely wrong. 35. No, it doesn't matter. I'm confusing myself at this point. But yeah, Malik Willis, I'm really really sorry. I wouldn't say he oozes so many traits. But the thing is, I'm definitely going to go back. So yeah, to this comment here, go watch a film. I'm going to go back and watch a film. 100%, 100%. He says, watch the tape. Tua can't make most of those throws against Baltimore. I seen Tua that's at Baltimore. Also, a Baltimore team that got their coach fired last year. Don't do this. Seriously, genuinely, thank you for all the comments. I'll challenge anyone right now. I genuinely will challenge everyone. I do agree. Malik Willis extends plays better than Tua more consistently, and if you've got Jalen Waddle and Malik Washington, two good wide receivers, but not much else behind it right now, you're going to be scrambling quite a lot. For me personally, I don't want one is probably the best word. I'm okay with not having a mobile quarterback. Like I don't need you to be Lamar Jackson, Malik Willis. But even yeah, I'm trying to stay calm right now. I just think, and again, I'm not out of no, I am out of Malik Willis, but I'll support him 100%. Um, dude, it's not insane. Why do people act like Tua stunk the entire year? He didn't stink the entire year. Malik Willis played what 4 games last year and got hurt. You telling me Tua had better take than Malik Willis last year?
Hold on, hold
In
on,
my
hold on.
opinion.
Hold on. Bring that comment back up. Shout out to the comments, by the way. First thing I hear on this new channel. Shout out, hey, it's a new channel that you discovered. We're not really new, but I appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? For real. Hang around, chop it up with us. It's a vibe. You know what I'm saying? I still got Tua better than Malik Willis. Now, he wet the bed. I'm going to be real with you. Tua wet the bed the past 2 years, in my opinion. He wet the bed. The end of the 24 season and last year, I think he wet the bed. And I still think he was better than Malik Willis, though. But, nah, man. That's we'll find out. Because if Malik Willis looks trash this year, what's the excuse going to be? What is it? Like, the defense could be poor. The offense is not that far from the offense we had this year. So, yeah, he's not going to have a Tyreek, but he shouldn't look terrible behind this offense, right? So, I'm expecting the Dolphins to be a top 5 pick. I think we're going to have a top 5 pick in 27. All right? Now, I think that's because of the defense, though. The offense still should be okay. We still should be decent. We still got one of the best running backs in the league, if not the best running back in the league. We still have.
He ain't the best, and you know that.
He's not the best. A-Chain not the best.
He's not the best running back in the league.
So hold on. A-Chain isn't arguably one of the best in the league?
In my opinion, no.
All right, give me a name.
Saquon Barkley.
So hold up. So A-Chain on the Eagles, they're not going to be as successful or better?
That's the Eagles with like probably the best offensive line in football.
Okay, so Saquon is on that team right now. That's how we figure out who the best is. That's the same team that Saquon is on. What you mean?
It is, yeah. But then again, it goes back to the whole quarterback rankings. We rank quarterbacks by if you give them the perfect settings, all that kind of stuff. I still take Barkley, but then it's also a size thing, and I'm not saying I don't hate A-Chain because of his size, but sometimes if I need 1 or 2 yards, again, A-Chain gets it in a different way, so I 100% give him that. He gets it in a different way than
So is A-Chain one of the best backs in the league or no?
Yeah, to me, he's one of the
so he is one of the best backs in the league.
I don't think he is. You said arguably the best.
I think it's arguable. I think we can argue that.
And again, that's why I disagree. I don't think he's arguably the best.
Who are the best running backs in the league? Give me 5 of them. Let's see where we go with this.
Bijan, Saquon. So what's the question? Who are some of the best?
Top 5 running backs in the league right now.
I've got Saquon, I've got Bijan, Jonathan Taylor. A-Chain's in the top 5. I'm not disagreeing that.
Well, I'm gonna give you my top 5, not in order. I'm gonna repeat myself on purpose. I'm gonna give you my top 5, not in order. Jahmyr Gibbs, Christian McCaffrey, Saquon Barkley, Bijan Robinson, Devon A-Chain. If you mix and mingle these boys on different teams, I think you're going to get the same results. And that's why I think you can say he's arguably the best. Because if you put one of them boys on the Eagles, I think you're still going to get the Saquon results because of that line. So if you put the same people on, if you put all 4 of those running backs on San Fran, I think you get the same results. So that's why I think you can say he's arguably the best. And since we agree that he's one of the best, but we could new drink. We could turn the page.
There was also a comment because someone also said it. Only the will survive. Malik being in the league 3 years less than 2 and is better. Stop the cap. Stop the cap. Malik's been in the league 3 years, so 3 less years. Show me, and he's played 22 games. Yeah. I can almost guarantee that Tua's 2023 season is better than, I'll say, 20 of those games. I don't think Malik Willis had a game in 22 games better than Tua's best game in 2023, and he had some great games.
I don't think people who say Malik Willis is better than Tua, I don't think they've seen him on the Tennessee Titans. Like that's a genuine. That's for real. I don't see how you assess that quarterback on the Titans and say, oh yeah, this is something right here. So we're going off of the sample size of him being in Green Bay. So if the first time you ever seen Malik Willis was Green Bay, I can understand if you say, oh, this dude is somebody. But the problem is we seen him before Green Bay, and it's like this dude almost didn't even he was almost out the league. Almost out the league. Like not even a backup. He was almost done. He was grits. And then Green Bay saved him. So for people to say, oh, he's better, and you know what I'm saying? I'm like, I question if they've seen him before Green Bay. So yeah, right now, dude has a pretty good trajectory. Tua got the bag, stopped showing up, got injured. I understand. You know what I'm saying? But I think it's a lot of emotions tied to it. Like, oh, Tua let us down, and we're nobody. Da, da, da. I can go for that, but like comparing one to the other, like, come on now, that's not even. I think that's laughable.
Shout out to CC. I think he left, so I've got to go. This is nuts. Cool. An opinion. Jason Keck says no, he's not the answer. Genuinely, I hope I'm wrong. I will 100%. I think even Charlie said as well, or maybe he hasn't. There are some things that Malik Willis can do that Tua can't. Totally fine. Have no issue with that. And I'm genuinely going to look forward to going back because again, it's I don't know how much football. I think I assume the people in the comments have watched full Green Bay Packer Malik Willis games. I'm going to make that assumption. To me, highlights don't mean anything because they're highlights. Like a highlight, you're going to put the best of the best. Obviously, now some players' highlights are better than other player highlights. Totally understandable. But I know for a fact, I've spoken to people today who like the Malik Willis pickup, who haven't watched a single full Green Bay Malik Willis game. I know you haven't, because when I speak to you on a Sunday, you're watching Red Zone. And there's nothing wrong with Red Zone. No issues whatsoever. But Red Zone tells a fraction of the story. A fraction of it. I'm going to look forward to going back and watching Malik Willis gameplay. I'm like, okay, cool. I'm intrigued by that. Now, obviously, you can then turn around to me and turn around and say, well, how can you have such a strong opinion on Malik Willis if you haven't watched his full games in Green Bay? Totally get that. That is a valid thing to say, which no one has said yet. But maybe you didn't know that I haven't seen a full Malik Willis Green Bay game. So that is totally fine. All I'm saying is I'm not a Malik Willis fan. I did not want him in Miami whatsoever. I want to, in 3 years' time, I want to go back to this episode and be like, yo, Malik Willis, you shut me up 100%. That is what I want. I'm not going to wish ill on Malik Willis in Miami. I want you to win every single game you play. That is my hope. I'm not going to do what people have done with Tua. He's trash. I want us to lose to prove a point. No, prove me wrong. Go out there and prove me wrong. But I also think, very quickly, I'll be interested to see if and when the Dolphins draft a quarterback this year, because they said they're going to do it. They said they're going to draft a quarterback, and you said to fans there's going to be an open competition. The money you just gave Malik Willis is an open competition money, so you do not lie to me. As Charlie said earlier, don't piss on me and tell me it's fine. Don't do it. Don't feed me doo-doo and tell me it's chocolate. I'm not stupid. I'm a grown man with my own opinion.
Boy, you extra, bro.
I have to be extra.
My dog UK real extra right now, boy. Yeah. He real extra. Hey, you seen Jalen Phillips get $30 million a year?
He got the bag.
$30 million a year, boy.
Happy for him. Genuinely happy for him. Like, great.
Alec Engo to the Chargers. Jake Bailey, I think he went to the Falcons.
Falcons, yeah.
There's somebody else in there I can't remember. right now.
Tyler Linderbaum went to the Raiders.
I was talking about former Dolphins.
Oh, from the Dolphins.
I can't remember. It doesn't matter.
Speaking about former Dolphins, uh, Minka Fitzpatrick
Yeah.
traded to the New York Jets for the Chargers' seventh round pick. What'd you make of that?
I think it's the funny thing. The funny comment I seen was, "Hey, maybe Sully know what he's doing, trading the good players to the Jets. That way, we have a better shot at Arch Manning than they do." You know what I'm saying? So I thought that was pretty cool. But in actuality, since they're taking on the bread and they're taking on the cap, we get a worse pick. If we were gonna help with the cap or with the money and take the hits of the cap, then we would have got a better pick. I gotta assess if he even wanted to be here or not. And if he doesn't, cool. I understand. If not, I also understand. Um, Appreciate you, uh, B Hannah.
I always said it banana, but because they got a photo of banana as well.
They said B Hannah.
Yeah, but the photo's a banana, so I think it's just a funny way of saying banana.
All right.
I'm just saying.
All right.
So sorry to interrupt. Apologies.
Nah, that's all I got, man. We suck again, Kadeem. We suck, bro.
No
Like
digging.
this, like we about to. I think this is gonna take over 3 years to be relevant, and other franchises have turned it around way faster than we have. And funny thing is, we have pieces to where we should be able to turn this thing around faster than 3 years. And the way this thing is going, it's not looking good. And it's early. I get it. It's you could mess around, hit on quarterback next season, and then voila, magic, and we back. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not really feeling my trust level with these boys is not really there right now.
Yeah, the Minka trade is interesting because again, as I said to 5 Yard Lee, Minka arrived in Miami the last off season. Like he didn't want to be here. Remember, like he wasn't speaking after practice. It was like I personally got the impression it's like I wanted to leave Pittsburgh, but I didn't want to end up back in Miami. Like I left Miami when they were rebuilding. Like this team is going downhill. I don't want to be here. And he's obviously now left again, which is cool, fair enough. Trade him to the paper planes. Eh, like it's not really ideal. Wouldn't really want to see him twice a year. Um, because even if he didn't want to be here, I think he played and conducted himself during games as the utmost professional. We've had a bit of insight into Minka as a person. One when we had former Miami Dolphin and friend of the podcast William Hayes on the on the show. It was great hearing about Minka as a rookie and all that kind of stuff. So I think he's always going to be professional. I just think I would have preferred to keep him. You like with the Dolphins. I'll get the roster on a different screen up very, very quickly. The chances are your most experienced player right now at safety, to be fair, is a free agent, would probably like Ashton Davis. Like, and that says
Hey,
everything you need to.
there are safeties in this draft though, and Caleb Downs might be there for you at 11. I don't love going safety at 11, but I would love Caleb Downs on my team. But there's safeties in this draft. There's a bunch actually.
One again. I fully agree. Like, I would have got a safety given the safeties in this class. I just think if you're going to reset a culture, I think Minka should be part of that. Now, again, if he doesn't want to be here, cool.
I
And
don't
I
think it's a
know,
culture though, because I remember saying I don't think the culture's bad anymore. Like I think for a long time it was a culture problem, culture problem, culture problem. I think that was the case. I don't think that was the case the last 2 years. Like
but you've
matter of
had
fact, last 3 or 4 years, I don't think it was a culture. I think it was the quarterback really stunk up the joint last year, and then the
nah.
year before that, it was like like we had injuries. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, I don't think it's a culture thing
I think it
right now.
is though because you've had players skip and be late for meetings. That's a culture issue. Or
That is,
or so
but I
so
don't
so,
think it's
so
always been like that though.
but it's been like that for the last 2 years at least. Or no, for the last 2 years.
I'm saying. So now that's associated with losing too, though. So now you're losing, and then now you're having things happen like that, and now a lot of things happen while you're losing. So I hear you with the coach thing. I just don't think that was the main thing, bro. I
But
think the main. Go ahead.
but even to like to build a winning culture, you know, and a winning culture,
I
a
agree
work
though.
hard
I
culture,
agree.
you
Yeah.
know,
So now we still need to build a running culture because we don't have the culture and we don't have a culture right now.
yeah.
It's a
So
reset.
and you know, I
So
think it's
I agree with you moving
and
forward.
you know in a relatively young DB room, I think Minka Fitzpatrick is a model professional. Like again,
Mhm.
if you haven't gone back and watched our episodes with Hayes, some of the best episodes. I'm trying to think if it made the cut. I can't remember. But he talks about, pranks and stuff like that. And the behavior of rookies was like no one messed with Minka. Like you did it like Minka was he trained, he read his Bible, you didn't play on Minka's name. And I think, I'm not saying I want every single person to be super serious, line up in a straight line, takes no talent, all that kind of stuff. I'm not saying I want that kind of culture, but definitely a situation where, yeah, I didn't quite understand. I wasn't happy with Minka leaving, but I also don't think he wanted to be here. I also think that sorry, bear me 2 secs if I can work some stuff out because this is a new again. Thank you for joining us. Leave a like if you haven't already. Make sure you are subscribed to Go Time Dolphins. That is not what I wanted. That is the total opposite of what I wanted. Let's see if I can do that. Nope. Okay. What did we learn today? Don't mess around with that setting. Anyway, so yeah, I understand a lot of people were really upset at the fact that it was a seventh round pick, but the paper plane gave him a 3 year, $40 million extension, and I've taken on his entire salary for the year. So essentially, it's yeah, that's why you got a seventh because the paper planes were the only team willing to pay all of these contracts. Um, so yeah, fun. I'll say fun times. Also, let us know in the comments what you think of the Minka trade. Shout out to Big Oats. He says Minka trade was similar to Jarvis Landry. Potentially, yeah, that's a really good example. Um, Also, I noticed, and again, I'm loving the comments, loving the chat. People know each other. So if you don't want, like, so Big Oaks, for example, if you prefer to be called by a different name, let me know. I'll make a mental note of it. I'll write it down. If you want to be called whatever, all that kind of stuff. So shout out to that. There's no other, or the Dolphins haven't made any other moves right now. Um, and yeah, Malik Willis is going to be really, really interesting. I I'll say this when Charlie gets back. I was fine with Kyler Murray. To be completely honest, I wouldn't have brought in a vet at all. I would have had. I'm not paying Tua to play as well, so I would have kept Tua as my vet. Started Quinn Ewers, or I'll probably start Tua as well. But if I'm going to go down the road of I'm moving on from Tua, he's not starting. I'm paying and playing Quinn Ewers. He's my starter. I'm drafting someone. Well, he's my starter until I draft someone in the draft. Um, then I have my competition between those two. Okay, cool. Who's going to win? May the best man win. And I probably bring in someone else as well. I'm having three players with upside, and I need to know what I have. As I mentioned earlier, I don't believe that um Malik Willis is the answer, but I hope I'm wrong. My opinion of Malik Willis is that Tua put out better tape than he did last year. To me, that Falcons game was an absolute clinical now to play quarterback. Um, but again, I say that having only watched Malik Willis highlights. So yeah, it's a bold take going on a full game v highlights. But yeah, 100%. I like again. I will go back and watch Malik Willis tonight, tomorrow. I have an entire off season to watch Malik Willis play in Green Bay. Um, Kurt Warner done a video on Malik Willis. I will go back and watch that. Um, Also shout out to Pat McAfee who had Malik Willis on his show. Malik Willis was training. I want to make a according to NFL researcher, highest passer rating as a starter since 2024, minimum three starts. Number one, Malik Willis at 132.4. Number two, Lamar Jackson. And to be fair, it doesn't matter if Malik Willis is top. Doesn't matter me continuing if Malik Willis is top of that list. A lot of people saying the Miami Dolphins are the Green Bay Packers South. Taken their GM, their head coach, or the defensive coordinator. Sorry, taking their VP of play personnel as the GM, taking their DC as the head coach, and then obviously taking the backup quarterback as the starter. Other news: Brian Cook has landed in Cincinnati. Uh, Josh Jobe has returned to Seattle. Travis Etienne, sorry, has is a New Orleans Saint. Dobbins is back in Denver. Franklin Myers is a Tennessee Titan. Alontae Taylor is a Titan as well. Uh, Edmonds to the Giants. Kobe Bryant and Devin Bush to the Chicago Bears. If I haven't mentioned already, I don't know I have already. Leave a like, drop a comment. Thanks for all the messages so far. As Charlie returns, Charlie,
Yo,
I wanted to say this when we were talking about Malik Willis. I feel like the Dolphins outbid themselves in the sense that you had him, or Halfley and Sullivan had him last year, or in the building with him last year. You imagine there was a conversation when you kind of know, or when you have a conversation, hey, if I become a GM next year, Sullivan, I'm going to bring you in. So Halfley, I'm going to bring you in. Who do you want your quarterback? Malik Willis. Hey, go and get Willis over here. We'll have that conversation. All the talk beforehand was that Malik Willis was signing was signing 3 years, 30 mil, all that kind of stuff. 30 mil per year, I should say, sorry. And the Dolphins got him for cheaper than that. Surely the Dolphins could have got him for even cheaper, given he probably wasn't going to go anywhere else, realistically.
that's my point. We're bidding against ourselves.
Yeah.
Like, no one was gonna outbid us for Malik Willis. Come on,
it's,
bro.
it's Malik Willis.
No one's gonna outbid us for Malik Willis. And then shout out to the dude who said he left because it was mad we were talking about. Like, you take Malik Willis over Jameis Winston? Like, I'm curious about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you genuinely take Malik Willis over Jameis Winston? Like, come on, man. Like, okay, you might say Malik Willis is better than Tua. All right, cool. Is he better than Jameis Winston too? Like, I'm curious to know that answer from dude who said that. So nah, man. I think it's laughable. People are, Sully saying what he's saying. I don't hate him for it, but I'm like, bro, this is not a good start to the relationship between you and the fans.
So Cap asks, how did we outbid? We got Malik for less than what the Jets got filled last year. One, it's a paper planes. Like, they do stupid stuff 24/7. They let Sam Darnold go. Just won a Super Bowl with the Seahawks. Like, well done. Um, if it's true, Malik took a discount to come to Miami, and that Arizona was offering him 6 million more. Cool, fair enough. And again, I don't I don't play around with people's money. So Malik Willis was never going to sign on peanuts. And I wouldn't want him to sign for peanuts. Realistically, get your money, get your bag. You never know what tomorrow brings you. All I'm saying is that he knows Sullivan, he knows Halfley. Personally, I think the Dolphins could have got a bigger discount. What's has no issue, Stephen Moss that is, has no issue, handing out money. You probably would have given him a massive signing bonus. But that's just what I feel like we outbid ourselves. As that's my personal opinion. If the Cardinals offered him 6 million more, cool, fair enough. The Cardinals outbid Miami and he still chose the Dolphins, which says to me he wanted to come to Miami. So it's like, okay, you want to come to Miami? Again, I'm not going to lowball you, but we're gonna have a contract that works for us better than it works for you.
Larry Borum to the Detroit Lions.
Fair enough. And also, yeah, big odds. I agree. Kyler Murray way better than Malik Willis. I wanted Kyler Murray in Miami. Like, give me Kyler Murray over Malik Willis all day long. But also,
Give me Kyler Murray over Malik Willis, but I don't want Kyler Murray either.
and again, that's fair. And again, I say this as someone who will go back and watch. Again, a lot of this is predicated, in my opinion, on Malik Willis, on what I saw in Tennessee. And no offense, I don't care about highlights. Highlights are great. You can make, I've edited videos for years. I can make trash quarterbacks look amazing with highlights because the highlights for a reason. 100% highlights for a reason. But yeah, life is life. Life is life. Is what it is.
So since there's no overtime, let's just jump right into it.
Uh, what do you make of the Steelers traded for a wide receiver, which means they're probably not going to go and get Jalen Waddle. Um, Let me double check who they got. Unless you know
Michael
off the
Pittman Jr. So the Steelers
yes,
traded for Michael Pittman Jr. and paid him. So now they have DK and Michael Pittman on the same type of contract for the same length too. So they're going to be paired together for the duration of that contract. No Waddle premonition coming to over here, bro. Like Waddle's a Dolphin. I don't love that part either, but it is what it is. And now we're going to be rebuilding around Waddle and Achan. It is what it is too. But you got to pay Waddle $33 million next year. Gotta love it. I don't like it, but it is what it is. Yeah, Michael Pittman Jr. to Seattle. I'm sorry, to the Steelers. Two Shades 24. Super Bowl MVP Kenneth Walker III goes to Kansas City, and Touche's 24 Boye Mafe goes to the Bengals, which is cool because they need D-line help. There's a couple more people. Touche's 24 out there. Wanda Robinson went to the Titans. Jalen Naylor went to the Raiders. I'm happy for all them boys, man. Happy for all them boys. None of them boys was like really high picks either. God, I love them.
100%. Cap says that's a good question. Who the QB in Pittsburgh? We'll find out shortly enough. He would trade Waddle to Houston, which will be
Me too.
interesting.
I like it.
you
Give me that boy.
you would trade Waddle anywhere. Like you don't care
Anywhere.
where he
Get him
goes.
out of here.
It doesn't
Get him
matter
out of
where
here.
he goes.
Get him out of
here. We then have Jason Keck. He says, as long as they still draft our actual franchise quarterback next year, I don't give a shit if they waste a year on this guy. No. I'm sorry. I care. Don't waste a year.
Hold up. So I want to be clear, Keck. He said next year, so not this draft. And I want to be clear because I think that's the right thing as well. Like I don't think our quarterback is even in this draft, and I think he is for sure in next draft. So I think they don't have a choice but to draft our quarterback next year and get it right. So that's a part of all of this pressure that you put on yourself. You apply to yourself is, we're going to pick the quarterback and we're going to get the right guy. Because if you don't get like multiple bites at the quarterback apple, like, we didn't get our guy in 27, give us till 29 to get him. Like, nah, bro, this not, bro. We got a whole fan base out here ready to win. So nah, it doesn't work like that. So yeah, man. That's something else I wanted to talk about. What are we doing with this draft? You know what I'm saying? We're gonna trade back, we're gonna trade up, but I doubt we trade up, but we're gonna stick around, get O-line help. I'm curious, bro. I want answers.
The money they've given Malik Willis says to me that they believe they can win this year. They can draft the guys to win this year. Again, guys, that's great. That's brilliant. I sincerely hope that is the case. It just means that I'm judging you from the get go. If they rolled with, and again, my opinion doesn't mean much when you have to answer to Stephen Ross and all that kind of stuff. My opinion in that, the way I would have gone about it is that okay, we have Quinn Ewers. Not that this year's a mulligan, but I'm going to sit back and enjoy, hands up. Okay, cool. Let's see what this is going to be. I'm not going to get too high. I'm not going to get too low because I don't think that they believe Quinn Ewers is their guy. You brought in Malik Willis. Now, Malik Willis could be their bridge guy. You know, we we spoke before about, are they going to do the Green Bay thing and draft a guy and then sit him for 2 3 years, and they think Malik Willis is the best guy or the available guy to have that. They still might be all in and drafting someone next year. They just didn't want Quinn Ewers to be that bridge guy.
They don't have the luxury of that though, Kadeem. Like
But that's what I'm
Sully,
saying.
Sully doesn't inherit the graces of Green Bay's front office. Sully gets his own, like, yo, you're on your own clock. Green Bay had their own clock to be on, and it worked out for them multiple times to rest the quarterback. Just because Green Bay's track record is successful with sitting quarterbacks, which is a real thing, doesn't mean you get to come here and do it for 3 years. Like, oh, we're going Malik Willis for 3 years. You don't get to do that. So, again, here's something that Sully might have in his favor that Greer doesn't really have. I hate it when Greer used to like not start rookies. And like, oh, we're gonna put him in when he's ready. Like, bro, like these boys, some of these boys is nice. They could be thrown right now. So Sully might come in here. Shout out to LB for that one. Yo, Sully might be like, nah, bro, everybody's playing right now. That's it. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of like, which we don't know. You know what I'm saying? And Sully might have a different draft strategy with some things. And I'm excited to see what Sully's going to do in the draft because he might knock him out the park, which I would love.
Same. Also, quickly as well. Uh, can you hear Miami Michael crying?
Miami Michael.
Um, Mike McDaniel got one quarterback. He got Tua, and him and Chris Greer paid Tua, and when it didn't work, they were gone. Sully and Hafley have been in the building months, and you've paid a quarterback. You might not get a second one. Like, and again, it was a general conversation. Hey, give Mike McDaniel a rookie quarterback. No, because he's had a quarterback, blah, blah, blah. If this doesn't work with Malik Willis, I want the exact same conversation because I'm going to bring it to the table.
So I'll be real. They'll have 2 seasons. They'll have this draft and next draft to get a quarterback. Kadeem, if you don't get a quarterback in 2027, by 2027, which is going to be 8 or 9 of them in that draft, true story, 8 or 9 quarterbacks in that draft, and you don't get your quarterback, it's a wrap for y'all boys. Like, and actually not looking forward to. And you know what? I predict that quarterback's going to be Dante Moore. I think the Dolphins are going to do whatever they got to do to get Dante Moore to Miami. With this front office, Dante Moore fits the Jordan Love, Malik Willis. He fits like the same mold of them boys. So I like Trinidad Chambliss. I would obviously pipe dream is Arch Manning, but nah, bro. I think it's gonna be Dante Moore, which I'm cool with Dante Moore. But I think that's what it's gonna be. So if you mess around somehow, some way, win 7 games this year, pick 14 next year, and it can't get up in the draft to get your guy, I don't want to hear nothing, bro. I don't want to hear nothing.
Question from Big Oats: do the Dolphins still draft quarterback now after Malik Willis signing? Clearly not in rounds 1 and 3.
Yes.
Yeah, and yeah.
You got to have a dart throw. You dart throw somebody like maybe he Russell Wilson's us. Maybe he Dak Prescott's us. And then 100%. Maybe we don't
there was also Only the Real Survive says Malik Willis tape is good. You have to watch it. I'm going to watch one game tonight. What do I watch? What's the game you recommend that I watch from start to finish? Don't tell me. Don't give me a link of like highlights. What's the game? Hey, Malik Willis, this tape is going to turn you around. No diddy. Big Oats says the Mensa will be QB1 in the 2027 draft. Wait and see.
I don't know, bro. I think Mensa, like, listen, the only way Mensa even comes out is if the Hurricanes win a championship. Like I don't think Mensah comes out if the Hurricanes make the playoffs and lose. I don't even think he comes out then. I think Mensah comes out. I think he stays 2 years in Miami, which that's why as a Hurricane fan I'm even more excited about because we don't have to go from Cam Ward to Carson Beck to Mensah to another. Like every year is one year. Like I think Mensah stays for 2 years, and I think the Hurricanes would be successful because of it too. So I think the Hurricanes pop back up in the playoffs. Maybe we don't win it next year, and then we'll win it for sure in 27. And then we'll have to play against Archman. And so like it's crazy. So I think you're gonna have Mensah and Manning be 1 and 2. Like I think them boys is gonna be the 1 and 2 quarterbacks. But I don't think they come out anytime earlier than that. They got NIL money.
Yeah, guys, it's been a real one. It really has. And like yeah. So I was gonna go watch the Kirk Warner thing. That's one thing I'm definitely gonna watch tonight as well. Kirk Warner has a really good breakdown of his game, which I've been planning to watch. I didn't want to watch it because I didn't think it would sign Malik Willis, but here we go. Yeah, it's thank you for every single person who has stuck around, not just through this episode, through all episodes in general. I genuinely, for multiple reasons, I sincerely hope if dude CC, what as people are calling him, if he came and left because of what we were saying, bro, come back. Like, is an opinion. We have different opinions. Cool, fair enough. Like, we can have a conversation. So if anyone in the comments, in the chats, know CC, Telegadim said, yo, next time we go live, come back, we can chop it up. If it's one and done, we appreciate it. Like, hey, it happens. We, as Charlie knows, we've had people on this show sat at the table and broke bread with us who do not like us and we haven't spoken to since. That's life. It ain't that deep. But Charlie, anything else before we go?
Yeah.
Oh, the video you sent me, the soccer one, you know about futsal, right?
Nah.
So it's indoor football. It's called futsal. True story. I played futsal. I represented my university team. But yeah, that's what those people are playing. And Brazil are nice.
Bro. So the marathon.
Oh,
so dude was running a marathon, and for those who don't know, it's on Twitter. This dude is running a marathon, and it's the last turn of the marathon, and dude turns the one in first place turns the wrong way. The person
he runs straight.
Well, all right, he does something wrong. He goes straight instead of turning. And he goes into a gate like a fence on the last turn of the race. And basically, he's going to lose first place because of it. The people behind him were close enough to like, oh, I'm in first place now. The person who takes the spot, and I don't know how he ended up in third, what the post said, but he stops to let the person who didn't turn back in the first place so he could win. And everyone on the post, including the post itself, says, oh, this is a great judge of character and humanity is alive still. And he did the right thing by letting the person who was in first place win because he made a mistake. Kadeem, I asked you online, would you have done the same thing? Would you have felt like it was a show of good character to let this person back in the first place because he made a human error to lose the race?
If it's not the Olympics, the World Cup, or something meaningful, you can have your first place. No, I'll give it to you. But as I give it to you, no Diddy, I'm saying, yo, if this meant something, I ain't giving it back to you. You mess up.
That's not. I ain't think I was gonna get that because you say you know my answer online. You know my answer.
Yeah. Okay. If it's Olympics, I'm taking gold, and you can boo me, and I'm booing me with gold around my neck. Say something, but
a part of training and being able to run a marathon and go the distance and not falling out like on the last lap or at the finish line. And part of it is your cognitive, like, awareness. Oh no, I've been running this marathon and I'm a little off. My wits are a little off. Well, guess whose wits weren't a little off? Mine. And I won. I'm not putting you in first place. You made the wrong decision and you ran straight. I seen that you were messing up. Like, what's this guy doing? Like, you didn't train enough. No, I'm not giving you first place. And anyone who says that I have a bad judge of character because I didn't let this guy win, he's not competitive enough. And it is what it is. Like, and we could go one-on-one after this marathon, but I'm winning this one, Holmes. You acting.
Really interesting point from $5 League before we go. He just said, when we hired Hafley and we said, well, how much research went into the other guys, that same theory applies now.
Straight up. I agree.
100%. That's how we're going to leave it. Guys, thank you for all the comments, for all the views. Once we're done here, if no one else is live, go watch the Javon Holland interview. Go watch the William Hayes interview. Great.
OJ McDuffie interview.
OJ McDuffie KG3. Go watch another Go Time Dolphins episode. They are all great episodes.
40 Acres and a Hellcat, Miles Gaskin.
100%. But yeah, thank you so much. Share the channel. Leave a like if you haven't already. Tell your friend to tell a friend to go watch Go Time Dolphins. Until the next time, we shall see you soon. Peace.